Good morning. I am Stampin' Dee Dee, and this is Stampin' Dee Dee's Doings. It's Stampin' Thursday, and I have been gone for 10 days. So it is so good to be back with you. I really missed, getting online and sharing my craft. So I'm so thankful to be here with you, and we've got some fun things to do today. In my post, I've commented that I get bogged down, and I really do get bogged down. I tend to use the same colors. I tend to avoid the same colors, and so I've been trying to stretch myself in that area, and I thought I would just share some of that with you. First of all, let me see, make sure I'm on here so that you can see me. And if you're watching this live, I would love it if you would comment and let me know that you're on. I love to know who's watching, and if you're watching the replay, thank you for doing that, and I would love your comment as well. And then I'll be posting this on YouTube as soon as I finish. So thank you to my YouTube followers, and I always go back and check and see if there are comments. So please let me know that you're watching, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. So if you're watching, let me know. Say hi, and let me know that you're with me this morning. So we are going to be looking at colors. And like I said, this is an area that I struggle with. I get pretty stuck on the same colors. And I tend to use my blends. If I'm going to do a flower, I will use the light and the dark and do my shading with that. If I'm going to do the leaves, I'll pick one of the greens and use the light and the dark. And anyway, this has helped me to sort of get out of that rut. So let me share with you where I have received my inspiration. I follow a group of ladies who do a challenge called Color Fusers, and you can search them and find them and follow them as well. They issue a different challenge. I forget now if it's weekly or monthly. It's got to be, I think it must be monthly. And then people use those colors and create a card with those colors and then post them, and it's a blog hop, so you can go from website to website and see all the different ways that people have used those colors, and I am so inspired by that. Anyway, hi Kay, thanks for being here. I've missed you. I've just missed being here, so thank you for watching and for letting me know that you're here. I really appreciate that. All right, so on Color Fusers, they just give 3 different color combos that they challenge you to use throughout the month. And I don't know where they come up with their color combos, and I'm not good at that. I look at my color wheel, but I'm just not. I don't have that eye. My mother did. She was an artist, and she had that eye for color. I don't have that self-imposed eye for color, but I can look at what they've chosen, and then I can work with that. And so these are some color combos that I took from past challenges down over the last couple of years. So the first one is Berry Burst, Lost Lagoon, and Blackberry Bliss. And that's the colors I have here. Berry Burst, Lost Lagoon, and Blackberry Bliss. Now see, I would not put those colors together. I wouldn't think to do that. So let me show you Well, let me go ahead and go down these. So, Azure Afternoon, Daffodil, oh, I misspelled, Daffodil Delight and Pumpkin Pie. And then Petunia Pop, Summer Splash, and Peach Pie. Bubble Bath, Coastal Cabana, and Soft Seafoam. Pool Party, Orchid, oh, I misspelled that too. I did this in a hurry. Orchid Oasis and Fresh Freesia. Garden Green, Real Red, and Cherry Cobbler. That's sort of a Christmassy one. Bubble Bath, Pretty Pink, Pretty Peacock, and Pool Party. And then Pumpkin Pie, Poppy Parade, and Shaded Spruce. Again, colors I would not put together, but I have enjoyed doing that, and I've got some samples to show you. So the first sample I'm going to show you is using these 3 colors. And I need some Easter cards. I make cards for our homebound ministry from our church. We have ladies and men that visit all of our homebound church members, and we have a lot of them. And so I make handmade cards for them to send to or take to these homebound church members, these homebound people. And they've asked for Easter cards. So I'm in the process of using as many of my samples as I can for Easter cards. So this is the one that I made using Berry Burst, Lost Lagoon, and Blackberry Bliss. So with this one, I just took the ink pads and my blender brushes and put those colors on together, cut out an image, in this case, butterflies, put an Easter greeting on it, backed it with one of the colors, and there you have it. Such an easy card to make. And using colors I would not have put together. So I loved doing that. All right, so that one is using Berry Burst, Lost Lagoon, and Blackberry Bliss. Then this next card, let's see, let me get this one. So the next one then is using Azure Afternoon, Daffodil, that's going to bug me. Daffodil Delight, and Pumpkin Pie. Again, colors I would not have put together, but I went ahead and I used the toadstool, what is it, Terrific Toadstools set, which I have fallen in love with, and then I pulled some clouds and birds out of a couple of different sets. But this is the card that I made using the Azure Afternoon, Pumpkin Pie, and Daffodil Delight. And again, you know, stems can be any color. Mushrooms can be any color. So it was, again, an easy way to put those colors together. And it was just something I would not have done. So I really like that I have that in my stash now. All right, I'm going to move this over. So the next color, let's see. I'm looking to see which one I used next. Okay, so next I used the Petunia Pop, the Summer Splash, and the Peach Pie. Once again, colors I would not have put together. But on this one, I just used the smallest stylish shape square and cut out pieces of those colors and put them together, kind of like you would piece a quilt together. And added a sentiment and a few little stems. And the gems are in the Petunia Pop color. And again, I did not do an inside. Again, an easy card. Once you get these things die cut. Now, if you have a 1-inch punch, you know, that would work well too. But, so this is putting these colors together using, let me move this to the front, using the Petunia Pop, the Summer Splash, and the Peach Pie. And this one is using the Azure Afternoon, Daffodil Delight and Pumpkin Pie. This one is using the Lost Lagoon, Berry Burst, and Blackberry Bliss. So we have these three. And last, I'm going to show you a sample using this set, Bubble Bath, Pretty Peacock, and Pool Party. And this one, I loved what it did for me. Normally, for my leaves, I would just use Pretty Peacock Light and Dark. But I needed to use the Pool Party color. So I did part of the leaves in Pool Party. And I love what that did. I'm going to get it up here so you can see it a little bit. I love what that did. And I did just use the bubble bath on the flowers. But it was easy coloring. I pulled this little stamp from one of the sets. I don't have it out in front of me right now. Just to give the background just a little bit of interest there. But so that's how I was stretched to use different colors for the leaves. The Pretty Peacock, I used light and dark Pretty Peacock, and then I used light and dark Pool Party for some of the leaves as well. And you know, if you go outside and look at your plants, the leaves are not all the same color. They're variations of that color. And that's sort of what I thought this did. So I was able to do that. And again, I turned it into an Easter card, thinking of you this Easter. All right, so those are just a few that I picked to do samples of, and I thought we would do one of these together. So I'm just wondering, which of these color combos would stretch you the most? Which would stretch you the most? Would it be the Lost Lagoon, Blackberry Bliss, and Berry Burst? Or would it be the Azure Afternoon, Daffodil Delight, and Pumpkin Pie? Or would it be the Petunia Pop, Summer Splash, and Peach Pie? Or would it be Bubble Bath, Pool Party, and Pretty Peacock? Which do you think would stretch you the most? I'm just curious to know. And if you're watching this on YouTube, if you have, or any of you, if you have some other color combinations that would be fun to try to use, I would love to see those and add those to my stash, because I'm keeping a list of these color combos, and I'm going to pull it out, and when I feel like I'm in a rut, I'm going to reach down and use one of these color combinations. All right, so the one I'm going to demonstrate is this one. And probably you know that if you've watched many of my Facebook Lives, I love color blending. So we're going to do that with this one. Now let me get a piece of scratch paper here, just so I have it. And I'm going to pull out my colors again. My Blackberry Bliss, my Berry Burst, and I'm going to put the Lost Lagoon in between my Blackberry Bliss and my Berry Burst. I want to separate those two colors because I think you can probably see on here that they're really kind of similar. So I needed, the first card I did, I put them together and I didn't like that. So I have separated them on this card. So what we need for this, let me, okay. So what we need for this is an 8.5 by 5.5 piece of white, basic white cardstock. And I'm going to go ahead and burnish it good, get it ready. and set it aside because I don't want to get it dirty. Here, I'll put it over here. And then I need a 4 by 5 1/4 piece of Berry Burst for my background, for my mat. And then 3 3/4 by 5 inch piece of basic white. I'm also going to need the dies from Sketched Butterflies, these dies, and a piece of basic white cardstock. We'll get those ready here in a minute. So I'm going to do the blending first. I'm going to move this aside. All right, I've got my blending brushes. One of my brushes is for purples. I'll use that one for Blackberry Bliss. Blues, I'll use that one for Lost Lagoon. And pink, I'll use that one for Berry Burst. So, I mean, the blending is so simple. I'm going to start with the Berry Burst. Open up my ink. I was looking at my Berry Burst ink pad, and I think I need to replace it. I guess I've had this one a while. Now, I'm going to be careful not to, and I will, I'm sure I'll make it globby here, but I'm going to be careful not to do that. It's hard not to. When you're starting in the middle of the page. If I were starting close to the edge, I would start off. But I'm starting in the middle. So it's just going to be a little globby, but that's okay. I'm going to try to, whoop, I think I made that one worse. So I was going to say I'm going to try to blend them together a little bit more. But it is okay. All right. That's all I'm going to do for them. And, of course, they're all going to look different. You know, they're going to look different every time you do it. And that's the wonder, and I think the beauty of handmade cards is they look different. Every one of them looks different. So we'll do Lost Lagoon next. And I'm going to come and go over my Berry Burst just a little bit. I almost started this too close to the edge. And the Lost Lagoon, you have to really put some color down because it doesn't show up. It's a lighter blue. So we're just going to make sure we get it down good. Coming through. Make sure I get it from end to end. All right, that's all I'm going to do on that. Now, this one's going to look different because I sort of started too close. Blackberry Bliss is another color that comes down really dark, and you have to be careful. So we will give it a try here. See, I'm really not going to have much of the Lost Lagoon to show through. That's all right. It'll still show through. There we go. Doesn't take much of the Blackberry Bliss. So I think what I'm going to do is just trim a little bit of this off. So it's going to be more like 3 1/2 instead of 3 3/4. Yeah, that helped a little bit. And that will give us Yeah, just a little bit. I may even trim a little bit off of this. Let me just... trim a little off of this and see if I can get it down to size a little more. Yep. We're still working on it. Still trimming a little bit. There we go. There we go. All right. That's better. All right. Now we're going to cut our butterflies. Put these away. And I've got 3 of these butterflies are connected together. They could be cut apart, but really not going to look so great. And then one that is separate. So I can kind of position them then where I want them to be. All right. I had a friend over last night, and we were just making cards and cutting things. And, you know, she was using the little mini. And I love my mini, but it's tricky. You've got to get your plates just right sometimes to get it to go through. And I was trying to help her get her plates just right so it would go through. All right. So we'll put the mini aside. Get our dies put back away so they don't get lost. Now we are going to have to punch out our all the little cutout places for the butterflies. So I'm going to get a pad. I'll make it a little easier to punch these out. Push them off. A lot of them came off anyway. Oops. Static electricity. Okay, set that aside. And just get these punched out. I could use the brush end of my take a pick tool, but we're just going to do this. It won't take but a minute to get them out. There's that one. I probably should have gotten that out, shown you how to use it, but I'd have to go dig for it now. So it's spring break. I know a lot of you are vacationing or maybe keeping grandkids. I just got back from Baton Rouge, spending 9 days with my grandkids, my daughter and her husband and grandkids there. And I have to say, I was exhausted when I got home. You know how this is an 8-year-old, a 12-year-old, and a 16-year-old grandchild. You know how they can be. And but it was such a blessing. I had so much fun, and I got to do so much with them. We traveled, went sightseeing, and it was just a blessing. All right, here we go. We've got these ready to put on, and I'm just going to position them, except there's one that didn't come out. There. And I'm just going to use the smallest touch of glue to get these down. I'm going to start them here and probably finish up with that one right there. Maybe this way. That way I get a little color under each one. I think we'll do that. Okay, I'm going to just put a little glue right in the body part of the butterfly and start right down here and go this way. Yeah, I can see this one's going to be a little different. I may have to rearrange my greeting here. There we go. Put that one right up there. And on the single, on this one, I probably will pull the leaves up, the wings up a little bit, just to. But I don't want to. I want it to stay down. All right. So we have that. Now we're going to do our greeting. I'm going to push that up there, and our greeting is going to be embossed with black embossing powder. And this right here should be plenty big enough. I'm going to use Easter greetings from the Storybook Friends. So I need to use my embossing buddy first and go over my scrap to just get the static clean so that some of the pieces of the embossing powder that should not stay there will indeed not stay there. This is Versamark ink. So I'm going to take the Versamark ink and I'm going to stamp it right sort of in the middle so I can have some leeway on which direction I go with this. Let's see if I got it. I think I did. This is my black, and this is how I keep my black, or how I keep all my embossing powder. All right, now we're going to that did pretty good. I'm going to do it one more time just to... All right. I've got that done. Oh, there's my lid. I'm going to grab my heat gun. So we're going to have just a little bit of noise here for a minute. But not for long. This won't take long. You can see it really getting darker. That's where you know that it's in the embossing powder is heating up. It'll get dark and shiny. I think I got it. Yeah, it's all shiny. Now, what I decided that I would just bring in my little trimmer here. I'm just going to, you can tell this is a scrap of paper. Well, let me see. Where am I going to position this? I think I'm going to do it up here instead on this one, because I came kind of low with my butterflies. I can go ahead and mount this. Get my stamp and seal. Get this mounted. On the berry burst. And on the card base. A little more right there. All right. Get this mounted and centered as well as possible. Easy card to make. All right, now I'm going to trim my sentiment because I'm going to put it up here. I did get one little spot. I should have gotten that off before I heat embossed it. Well, I may have to put a gem there. you know, there's always a way to fix it. So we're going to come right here. Let me see how this does. Right, maybe take a little more off the top here. Make sure I've got it straight. All right. So I need to bring take a little more off of this end so it doesn't stretch out quite so far. Let me see if that works. That works. All right, and then I'm going to banner the end. Yeah. Maybe I'll cut a little more off. And banner it. One snip in the middle, and then from each corner to the middle snip. Oops. I'll make sure I get it. There we go. All right. I'm going to pop that up with dimensionals. Put that right there. Now, what I want to do, this one could be given to a lady because of I put rhinestone gems. But what if I want to, or they need one for a gentleman? So I'm going to use the Lost Lagoon gems on this one. And just one small one. Oops. In the center here of each butterfly. Okay. And I said I was going to put something, maybe I'll put, here's one that's, maybe I'll put that one up there. Let me see what that looks like. Yeah, I can do that. That looks fine. That looks fine. All right. So I will do something to the inside of this, and I may cut out I do have another butterfly cut out, so I may put it on a piece inside. So that's it. Easy, easy, very easy. Each one is a little different. Let me take these out. And that's what's unique about handmade cards. This one's better for a gentleman or a lady. And this one probably for a lady. All right, and so we have our Lost Lagoon. Let me put these over here together. Our Lost Lagoon and Blackberry Bliss cards. And we have our Azure Afternoon and Daffodil Delight. We have our Petunia Pop and our Summer Splash and our Bubble Bath, Pool Party, and Petunia Pop, Summer Splash, Peach Pie. And then we have our Bubble Bath, Pool Party, and Pretty Peacock. So I do have some other combos on here that I did not use, and I'm going to post these on my blog. As soon as I get this transferred over to YouTube Live, then I'll go to my blog, post pictures of the cards, and post the list. So my blog is stampindidispot.blogspot.com. stampindidispot.blogspot.com. And it is, it's right up, it's on this website. It's on my webpage. You can just click on the link there over in the About section or the Intro section. So, all right. I hope this has inspired you. Maybe you are one of these adventurous people that try all kinds of different, different color combos, and unlike me, you know, who it's hard for me to do that. So I'm just thrilled to be able to give this a shot and see what I can do with it. Try different ways. All right. Leave me a comment. Let me know a color combo that you've tried that is different like these. Let me know which of these might be a challenge for you. All right. Thank you for being here. Kay, thanks for watching. And, you know, let me know if you try something. I'd love to know that. All right. So we're coming up on St. Patrick's Day. So happy St. Patrick's Day. And I will see you next Thursday on Stampin' Thursday at 10 o'clock. God bless and have a great weekend. Bye-bye.